had a dream where I was in a coma and when I woke up, a new game appeared, a new gacha game, and it took the internet by storm. And oh, it's Wuthering Waves.
This game doesn't need any introduction. You know Wuthering Waves. To play gacha games list. When I saw this game for the first time, I told myself that I have to try it. No, I must try it. And go thing that I did. Greetings everyone, I'm Dan, a guy who plays gacha games in his free time. And welcome to my series called Is Blank a Good Gacha, where I review many gacha games and to search for the worst one. Now, how do I do things around here? Well, I'm mainly focusing on 5 main aspects of these games, those being story, gameplay, design, music, and last but not least, the gacha system. But before getting into reviewing the game, let's talk about some things. Mainly where I've been, well, exams, it's fucked. You know, college things, but I'm finally done and I can do videos. Sorry for the little tangent, and if you play the content, please subscribe. It really, yeah, here's the heart, bigger heart. Well, let's begin with the beginning, that being my day one experience. Man, I was on Discord with a friend, and he told me that I had to update my drivers if even I want a chance to play in the game. So I did that because it's normal after all. But man, the game was pretty much unplayable. The first when it launched, there was a lot of stuttering for me, lag spikes, crashes, and I don't have a weak PC. I think it's pretty decent. But yeah, that was funny. One time I was fighting some hummingbirds. I don't know how they're called, but yeah, I'm gonna call them hummingbirds. And right when I was going to get the last one, the game decided, yeah, I'm just gonna crash on you. And from that day onward, they are the most powerful enemies for me. It was pretty funny. But from that day, the developers began throwing updates at the game, fixing everything, and now the game is pretty much playable. I think it's in a pretty good state. And another thing, the review I'm doing, well, when I began doing the review, it was in version 1, like right at the launch, but then I played the game more and more, and now it's 1.1. So I know I'm kinda late, but stick with me here, because this review will blow your socks off. I didn't have anything else to say, but sure. Let's get onto the story of this game. Story. Well, it's there, okay? So we also kind of got sent and meet Sia and Yang Yang, and I'm going to tell you that I am going to butcher the names. I'm not used to these types of names, and I'm incredibly sorry. I will try my best to pronounce them as best as I can, but I'm not gonna promise anything. These two are called resonators, which are individuals capable of manipulating their frequencies and resonate with the world. Well, this is what the wiki says. Resonators are easily recognizable by the test map. These people use a device apparently called a Pangu terminal. Okay. Then we went places, seen a prophet too close for comfort, and fighting Taser Discords or TDs for short. After meeting Baiju, you fight a bigger TD called Crownless. These people could absorb the monster, but our hand says otherwise. After absorbing the beast, apparently the fucking magistrate of Jinzhou wants to see you. Entering the city's hall, you get a series of random objects from her bodyguard, San Hua. You go from place to place, piecing everything together. You meet Scar, a bad guy. Ooh. He tells you a story about lamps, and then a fight occurs. he escapes, then you go to a secret library, meet Scar again, you put him in a trap set by you and the Magister Jinshi, which I'm just gonna call Bochi because her voice actor for Japanese is the same for Goto, so... And yes, I'm a big Bochi the Rock fan. Why am I staying so weird? Tries to escape, you catch him, another fight occurs, you win of course, and that's the big question. Why are you doing all of this? Oh, you know. I want to revive some sort of god to destroy everything and rebuild it, filling it with this. Huh? And that was the first chapter. The second one, you meet the General Jian, learn a bit about his past as a field medic, and talk about plans for defeating this evil god because it's going to revive. You enter a big statue and then meet the best looking boss of this year, the Dreamless. Defeating it, you can now relax for the time being, but still, you don't know what you are and what are you supposed to be doing in this world. I try to keep the story short so you can experience it. But please, if you are going to play the game, please play with the Japanese voice lines. The English one is not great. The characters seem interesting, especially Yang Yang, Jian, and the combo of Alto and Encore. These two are funny. And yes, I didn't talk about them because I wanted to experience these two characters because they are fun. I also really love the character stories. If I have to say something bad about the story, there were some points that seemed uninteresting, thus were being omitted when I talked about the story or forgot. The score for this section gets a 4.5 out of 5, a pretty respectable score. Gameplay. You can compare this game to Genshin Impact when it comes to gameplay. It's an open world game where you can explore using different gadgets such as a grapple or levitator that allows you to pick up certain objects to solve puzzles, and a sensor to help you find such puzzles, or help with those puzzles. You can also form a team of 3 characters instead of the usual 4 that you see in pretty much every game like this. Each character has a skill, ultimate, like Genshin of course, but they even have for the secret, an echo skill, and an outro and intro skill, which I will call QTs, standing for quick time events. That's what they are pretty much. Each character has a type of weapon that it uses, those being sword, greatsword, rectifier, gauntlets, and pistols. Do you remember how Genshin has attributes? Well, in this game we have echoes. In practice, you can transform into the monster that you meet in the overworld, or summon them. And they function like equipment as well, each of the monsters being a part of a set. If you have 2 pieces of a set, it grants you a buff, and if you have 5 pieces of a set, it grants you a better buff. We also have elements, those being Spectro, Aero, Electro, Havoc, Fusion, and Glacier. You can combine elements like you can in Genshin, but I don't really mind. Let's talk about combat now. You control one character from your team and can switch between them mid-combat. While fighting, you can charge something called a forte sequence. Each character fills this bar in their own way, and filling this bar allows you to do a more powerful attack, and the input is shown next to this bar. Other thing you can do is cast an echo skill. The echo skill is determined by the first echo that you have equipped on your current character. While fighting enemies, a circle will appear around the enemy. That shows you that you can do something called a counter-attack. If you attack when the circle reaches its tiniest form, you will counter-attack, dealing damage to the enemy, stunning him for a little, and dealing damage to his stagger bar. If the stagger bar reaches 0, the enemy is staggered, taking even more damage. But maybe you're asking, why would I switch characters mid-combat if I have a powerful character already? That is because you can cast the current character's outro skill while activating the intro skill of the character that you are switching to. In practice, you are doing a QTE, a quick time event. You can activate this when you see the character portrait illuminating, not illuminating, appearing a circle around it. Yeah. There's a lot of experimenting that you can do to see how you can deal even more damage. Also, there are different activities that you can do that cost energy, as any other gacha game. But don't you hate when Genshin doesn't allow you to just farm an artifact because of the energy system? Well, in Wuthering Waves, you can just kill the monster that you need until you get to it as an eco while consuming your energy. And as long as you have enemies on the map. There's character leveling and ascension, refinement of weapons, world level, statues, and teleport points like Genshin has. With all that being said, I will give this gameplay a 4.5 out of 5. The gameplay seems so seamless because of the QTEs. It's fun to explore. In the combat, it's very easy to understand. But if I have to say some things that I don't really like, the puzzles, some puzzles are pretty easy. You finish them pretty quickly. And the goddamn special enemies. For those who are wondering, the ones that I have the most problem with, the prism ones. And there was like one with the monkeys. Design. Although I'm comparing this game to Genshin, when it comes to design, I can't compare it. This game looks 10 times better than Genshin, and I don't care what anyone says. Some cutscene transition into gameplay smoothly, in the beginning at least. The rendered cutscenes are well made, the character design is incredible, this game is just beautiful. Especially the opening of the game. Indeed, the game requires a pretty beefy PC, but it's worth. And the game is even smaller than Genshin, like, for real? But if I have to say something negative, in some cutscenes, the camera could show more of the characters or the scenery, but this is more of a nitpick. But I have to say, 4.5, no. I've got a here point for 7, but apparently my brain just says 5, okay. 4.57, oh my fucking god! No my. 4.7 out of 5. Just look at the game. I don't really have words to explain how beautiful this game is. I have nothing to say. It's pretty good. Music. Mesmerizing. When it's day, the game's music feels alive. Makes you feel like you are ready for adventure. And when it's night, it's relaxing. The combat music really gives off the vibe of you having to concentrate. But the boss's OSTs, hands down, the best I've heard. Maybe not the best, but still very, very good. Very good. This category gets a true 5 out of 5. It's very well done. I'm gonna give you some music to listen to understand how much I love this game's music. And now for the moment that you've all been waiting for. The gacha system and microtransactions. Because I thought that this would be a good idea to include the microtransactions as well. So let's begin. Similar to Genshin Impact in many ways, but you get a 5-star character weapon in 80 pulse. from what I remember in Genshin is like guaranteed in 100. I may be wrong. Correct me. That's all that I will say. The Battle Pass is a one-to-one copy of the one that Genshin has. But hey, remember when you get a 3, 4, or 5 star, you get some currency that you can use to get more pulls? Yeah, in this game, it's cheaper to get pulls using that currency. The prices are similar to Genshin. 3.75 out of 5. Although not the best, it's not the worst either. Before getting into the final score, I will again remind you to subscribe, like the video if you like it, and if you don't agree with something in the video, comment down below. I read the comments all the time. This can be worse than the fate incident, I will call it, in the potentials, because people, I think some people from the fake community hate me. I'm doing my job as a YouTuber. But again, I want to thank you for the support and for the waiting. Thank you for the fact that you waited for me to do this review, if you actually waited. But now, the final score is 4.49 out of 5. And for those who are curious how I'm doing the final score, I'm taking all the scores from the previous categories and subtracting to the number of categories, that being 5. This is truly a recommended moment. I truly like this game. When I first began doing the script, I told myself, okay, I have to keep my playthrough as little as possible so I can do the review as better as I can. But I just played the game. I just played the game so much. I'm currently level 46. I'm level 46. And I think 2 months have passed from the making of this video, I'm saying. When the game launched, and now that I've been comparing this game to Genshin, I would tell you this, that when I played Genshin in the first month that it came, I played it. But I haven't reached that. I haven't reached to not even 30. I think I was only 21, 24. Because the game became stale after a while. But Wuthering Waves, I don't know. Simply to say, I think it's mostly because of the gameplay. Its gameplay is very flashy. It's very appealing to the eye, especially when you have characters that are doing some pretty cool moves. And the music, other things that I really like about the game, it feels rewarding. Whenever I've done a temple or even Singapore's, I don't know, it feels like those weapons weren't that useless. Indeed, if I'm going to join now, if I have to enter on Genshin now, I have many 4 stars that I can equip on different characters. And the 3 stars will be used only for EXP material. But this game's 3 stars feel a bit different. I think it's mostly because the design. The design is really what made me like this game. And the gameplay aspect of it, it's again great because it's flash, as I've said again. And it's fluid. Switching characters doesn't feel like, oh, I'm switching to this character to just cast an ultimate or things like that. They do something. They have a flashy entrance. For example, I have in my team right now Verena for support purposes, Yinlin for sub DPS purposes, and Kalchar being the DPS of the team. And I began the fight with Verena doing her thing, her support thing. Then after casting her ultimate, I just switched to Yinlin. Yinlin just comes in, does her thing with the puppet. Then I cast her skill, I attack them. Lightning comes down from the sky. Then I activate her for the secret, mark everyone. Then I switch to Kalchao. Kalchao has a cool animation where he just swipes the sword. Explosion, okay, not the explosion, but electricity everywhere. Then I cast his ultimate. The enemies are just disappearing. I don't know, it just fills me with a lot of dopamine, this game. But again, if you don't agree with something that I said in this video, please tell me. I always like talk. I always like. I really like reading the comments, the good ones, the bad ones. It develops me in a way. I either am more careful with my review, or I don't know, I'm trying to do things the best that I can. And now that the summer break came finally, the summer break has come. Sorry. I will do even more reviews. Maybe I'll begin streaming every Sunday night. I will be going live on Twitch. Twitch.tv/DaveVictor100. You can find me there every Saturday night. 8 p.m. I live in Europe, so I think it was GMT plus 2. The times that London has, okay? I'm just gonna say that. And again, I want to thank you everyone that subscribed to my channel and watches my videos. Again, I love you. I love every one of you. Even those who don't agree with me, even those who agree with me, I want to thank every one of you. And please, keep the comments going. I really like reading them. And I'm gonna, from time to time, answer some of them. But sure. Again, thank you. Don't forget to subscribe, dislike. I don't mind. And I'll see you in another video. I was Diamond and I wish you a bright day. What was the button to stop recording?